live because I just did a live on TikTok and pulled these cards, and I just had to come over here on YouTube and share it because this was really really good, and just talking about September and the energies that we're going to encounter for September. And so I'm just gonna hop right in and just get this message on out here. So the downloads before I started the reading was focused on rest and restoration, about how we really need to make sure that we are getting the proper rest so that we have the reset and the restoration that we need, so that we can continue to do the work that we are led to be doing. The other download that I got was about order and organization. Like, I've been in here cleaning my crib, cleaning the closets, cleaning the corners of everything, right? Because something that came to me was the north, west, east, and south parts of the home, and how each corner of the home, I don't know why, but I just had a whole download about the corners of my home, which corner was northwest, but just all the corners in my home and the way that it was built and what was there. I had this vision of what was there in those corners. And so, like, one of them's in my daughter's room, one of them's in my room, the other's in the living room, the other one is someplace else. And I was just like, okay, so I need to make sure that when I'm rearranging, cleaning, and organizing everything, that I'm paying particular attention to those corners. I'm not even sure what the purpose of that was, but that's a part of download, so I'm just giving it out there. So pay attention to the corners of your home. Make sure that you know where north, south, east, and west is in your home. And yeah, order. Preparation was the other thing that came through. It didn't say preparation for what, it just said preparation. So that could be preparation for love, preparation for marriage, preparation for business, preparation to go live like I'm doing right now. Just preparation in general was an important concept that kept coming up. The other thing was divine flow. So divine flow looks different for everyone, but divine flow is different than your regular everyday, what you're doing for the day, right? Divine flow is, how is your divinity set up for the day? How is your divinity set up in your connection with the Most High in the morning? How is your divinity set up with your connection with the Most High in the afternoon? How is your divinity set up for your connection with the Most High in the evening? So the other download was all about divine flow. How is your divinity flowing in your life? How is it weaved in to everything else that you're dealing with in life? How are you weaving in time for divine flow? So the downloads again focused on rest and restoration, making sure that we are getting the rest, making sure that we are resetting. Just like we got to shut our phones off, sometimes we need to shut ourselves off and make sure that we are getting the rest, not when the body is exhausted, but when your body's like, lay down, rest, take a nap, close your eyes. Just do it, because it may be a time for a download, it may be a time for restoring, it may just be time for a reset for you. And the order and the organization, the other download that came with order and organization was throwing away broken things, particularly things that are broken, that have no use anymore. Getting rid of those things was very important, because broken things that we keep shows up in other ways, right? Spiritually, physically. They be physically broken, but then they show up spiritually, how we're holding on to spiritually broken things, right? How we're holding on to emotionally broken things, how we're holding on to psychologically broken things. So we want to make sure that we're getting rid of the broken things. And this whole concept, like, I've been cleaning out my closets and all this stuff, because it's like getting rid of things that we're not using. Give to Goodwill, give it to someone else, but release it. Because if you're looking for a blessing and your basket is full, there's no room for it. There's no place for it to land. And you have to have room. You have to have space for your blessings that you're asking for to land. So a lot of things around organization and making room. And the other thing was preparation, preparing for your blessings, preparing for what's coming through for you. It's that time. So those were the four things that came up for me: rest, order, preparation, and divine flow. Okay, so then as we got into the cards, though, that's what was really something that was amazing for me. The first card that came up was milk and honey. That this is a really sweet time for us if we're tapping into our gifts and our intuition and really listening to ourselves. It's really a sweet spot in time for us to be in. The other thing was a message in a bottle. that there are messages that are trying to come in through to you. And again, I connect that to rest. If we're not getting the proper rest that we need, then those things are not going to be able to reach us. They're not going to be able to get into us. But there are messages that are coming in for us and relating to our sweetness and our sweet spot. So the other thing that I had was unfinished symphony. So there may be some unfinished business somewhere, that a conversation that needs to be had, something that needs to be closed off, some unfinished business that we have somewhere that needs to be completed so that we can continue to get to our sweet spot and our milk and honey. So those were the ones that came through the wisdom oracle. And then I did the messages from the mermaids. And the mermaids were talking about, first and foremost, love, and just how we're surrounded in so much love, whether we know it or not. When we think about the fact that there was over 1,400 people that had to exist for us to exist, we are surrounded in love. We have an army of 1,400 people that existed, that are in our genetic code for us to be here. We're constantly, whether we see them or feel them or not, they are constantly around us, and we are constantly surrounded in love. So that's the first message from the Mermaid Oracle. The other one was decisions, us making decisions on that are in alignment with our spirit, not just financially, not just because we want a partner, but really making decisions that coalesce and correspond with our spirit goal, with our what we truly desire in life. And those decisions are coming up for us to make, and we have to be sure that we're on the right side of history when we're making those decisions. The other thing that came in was inner knowing. And so inner knowing was related to the decisions, right? Because the decisions that we make have to be based on our inner knowing, our intuition. Our intuition is so powerful, and our gut feelings are so powerful. People can give us advice all day, but inside we know, and we have to be secure in that knowing, that we know ultimately what is best for us. Sometimes the world does get cloudy, but in the gut, in the pit of our stomach, or that gut feeling, we actually do know. Greetings, Lou. We do know. So we need to trust that inner knowing that we do know. And the other thing that came up was dreaming. How have you guys' dreams been? All my dreams have been amazing. I've been dreaming about dolphins. I've been dreaming about hawks that come flying down from the sky and turn into humans. I've been dreaming about flying myself. The other day I was dreaming about a hummingbird, and I went and sat on my back porch. And why did a hummingbird come right up, tweeting and everything? I was like, these dreams are actually coming into reality in real time. They're actually coming in real time. So pay attention to your dreams. Your dreams have messages for you. Make sure you have a journal or something beside your bed and document these dreams, because when they start coming true, you can have that to always go back to as your proof. Like, wow, I dreamt this. So the other thing that came through was the dreaming from the mermaids. So those were the oracle cards. And then when we got into tarot, the first card that we pulled was the Queen of Pentacles. And when I tell you she is looking well hydrated, she is looking at peace. She's looking like she knows that she is the currency and she is not worried about a thing. And look at the roots that are on her mind. She's thinking about her roots. She is sitting lovely in her wisdom. And so I love that to be our first card for September. The Queen of Pentacles. Rest in the power knowing that you are the currency. There is no dollar bill or no coin that is worth more than you. Okay? You are the currency. The blood flowing through your veins. So the next one was Temperance. Inviting us to tap into our divine alchemy. Using the sun and the moon, our light and our dark, using that to bring ourselves to a higher level of understanding, using patience and taking the time that it takes to create our best life. And don't forget the wings that he has back here, letting you know that you are divine, you are sacred, and you can fly up out of any situation that is not serving you. Okay, so that was Temperance. And then we got the Three of Pentacles. And the Three of Pentacles is about divine tribe, finding that tribe that vibes with you on your level, the way that you guys are all weaving in your particular magic to make something beautiful that is going to be good for not only yourselves, but also the community. So it's important in September that we really connect with people who are vibing on our same level with us. Right? So that was that one. Then we had the Four of Swords, which was talking about hurt, past trauma, things that we've experienced, and how we have to take the time to heal those things. And that we have to make sure that we are first admitting to ourselves that we are still hurt, that there is still pain there, and taking the time to rest and restore. You see, she's in the nest recuperating. Take that time. And that just goes back to the first download of rest, right? So talking about resting and restoring and making sure that we are tending to our wounds. And there's this thread that's coming from the heart, and that thread mends. The thread mends, right? It brings things together. So we think about that concept of healing and mending our wounds as we take the time to do that and to rest and restore. And then the other card that we had was the Eight of Pentacles, talking about mastery and learning and going to school. She got her books over here. She got her stuff over there. She's creating. She's taking the time to learn, to know, to discover, and to perfect her craft of what she's doing. So, and that's really a great card for us right now. So maybe in September you're going to be learning. Maybe you're going to be taking a class. Maybe you're going to be creating. Maybe you're going to be doing your jewelry or your candles or whatever it is. But take that time to do it, because that mastery, that time that you take to master your actual craft, instead of just putting stuff out there, but to take the time to master it, I think is really important. So that's what we came up with. The Eight of Pentacles, and then after the Eight of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, showing celebration, showing success. Got the white dove. She got on a white dress. She is purified. She is understanding. She's become the master of her destiny, and she knows what she's doing. She knows who she is, and she's celebrating because she took the time to school. She took the time to take the lessons. She took the time to take the advice. She took the time to know what it is that she needed to do to get to this place. So those are the energies that came through for September. I just wanted to come in and share those and let people know what I pulled, because I did my first live TikTok today. You know what I'm saying? I'm challenging myself to come on here and do something every day. And so today was the September read. So the other things that I have going on is Homecoming, the building of Black Brotherhood. That's going to be in Fairburn, Georgia on September 19th through the 21st. That's at the Erimide Family Farm. And we will be camping out. We will be doing workshops and things like that. I will be doing a Remember and Root workshop that is focused on the comedic story between Asar and Arset, and how she pretty much defied reality and put her husband back together. She remembered him literally piece by piece. And I think that that's something that's really important for us all to remember. But I think this is a special workshop that I want to do for the Black men, and as far as remembering, as me being a woman, right? Coming from that perspective. The other thing is Sacred Space Egyptian Yoga does classes on Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. at the Arabian Mountain Nature Preserve. We do virtual classes Tuesday evenings at 6:30 p.m. and you can join the Zoom and you can get the link. You have to register to get the link. And then we also do classes at 6:30 p.m. on Thursdays at the First African Church in Stonecrest, Georgia. So come through and join us for that. We have November 6th through the 9th, Heritage Days, the 41st annual Heritage Days at the Penn Center on St. Helena's Island, South Carolina. That is a celebration of the Gullah Geechee people, which I am, okay, and the culture, right? So I will be hosting the open mic that we have on Friday, because you know I'm a poet too. So we're going to be doing some poetry and just opening the floor, have an open mic. It's going to be a really wonderful time. Again, that is going to be November 6th through the 9th, okay? So it will be all of those days, the 6th, 7th, 8th, and the 9th. So 4 days, we got it going on St. Helena's Island for the Gullah Geechee people. And then on November 16th, I'll be at the Southeast North Carolina Herbal Conference, and I'll be doing a workshop on Afrofuturism as epigenetic activation. So I'm excited about all those things we got going on. Oh. Don't let me forget. September 27th, because everyone's been asking about it. September 27th, we are going crystal mining. We are going crystal mining. Look at the crystals that I got in LaGrange, Georgia. We got tourmaline here. I got the rose quartz crystal here. This rose quartz crystal here. This one here still got some of the red Georgia clay on it, but it's still a rose quartz. And I got this one. This is like a clear quartz with the tourmaline in it. You actually see it being formulated, baby. Let me tell you, we had a great time. And I got bunches. I'm talking about, I got one that stands up. It's like a pyramid, okay? But yeah, these are all crystals that I mined myself with my feet in the dirt. So we went down there. We did meditation, we did yoga, and then we got down and dirty and got off in the ground digging and singing. So you get a 5-gallon bucket for $35. So it is $35, but you get a 5-gallon bucket and you can get everything that you want. So bring your picks, bring your hammers, bring your digging tools, and we're gonna go and have a good time and get connected with the earth as well as dig up our own crystals. And that thing has superpowered me by having crystals that nobody else touched, that I dug up my actual self. So we invite you to join us and tap in, family. We're gonna have a good time, okay? All right, so I just wanted to come on here and let y'all know what we're doing. And yeah, peace and blessings. Have a good one. Let's see.